Hi, this is Lalita Iyer, and I think I'm an accidental children's author because the reason I started writing stories for children was basically trying to prove to my kid that I had a childhood once, and because he wouldn't believe me because there was no documentary evidence. And so I started writing stories of my childhood about my adventures, my siblings, my grandmother, and then that became The Boy Who Swallowed a Nail and Other Stories. And then I followed it up with another series of stories, and the first one had to do with how I struggled as a child with curly hair, and I always wanted it to be soft and bouncy and all of that. And as you can see, I still haven't got there, but I managed to write a story about my escapades with trying to iron my hair. And that is the latest book, The Girl Who Ironed Her Hair and Other Stories. The Girl Who Ironed Her Hair is actually a story about Lali, which is me in my earlier avatar as a little girl. And I had these long, shiny, curly but very unruly locks, which took a lot of time to detangle, and it was like a project. And I used to always look at all these pictures and movies about women and girls with like soft bouncy hair and flying away in slow motion, and I was like, why isn't my hair like that, and how do I get my hair to bounce and look cool and all of that. And so I tried to do something which you will read about in the book, and that was the first story of The Girl Who Ironed Her Hair and Other Stories. Yes, I had a lot of fun because I think when you revisit your childhood, the way you remember things is so unique and bizarre. And I remember these Sunday rituals with my mother sitting with this big bottle of oil and dirty green oil and trying to detangle my hair and saying, oh, you know what, after this wash it'll be all good. And then I would wash my hair and it would still be the same. So the frustration of that I still remember, and I think it really helped me while writing this. Yeah, so the thing is, for the longest time Lali has been a grown-up, and in fact I am glad that I'm writing about Lali as a child because it was such a long time ago, but I'm glad I remember it. As you know, I do write books for older people as well, so as a journalist and an author of books for adults, Lali has been a grown-up, but I think I would like to see Lali as a grown-up in a story, not in real life. Like, what do you say, IRL in this lingo? Yes, I have always been a reader. I think for me, books were my escape because I was, I had two siblings. I never had space to myself, so I used to always fantasize about being this girl who lives in an attic or has a bunk bed and who can sit in the night and eat scones and have ginger ale. So Enid Blyton was like a huge part of my childhood, and escaping into Mallory Towers and fantasizing that I would go to boarding school someday was a big dream. So yes, reading was my thing. What I'd like to say to my readers is that I'm really glad that there is no app for memory, so you have to write down stuff that you really want to remember, because someday it could be a story. So start writing it down.